Prego minestrone soup has such a fresh, homemade taste, even a professional chef would say,
"It's in there."
And Prego Primavera soup has such firm, fresh-tasting garden vegetables, even a real Italian mother would say. Prego Italian soups, authentic ingredients, homemade taste. It's in there.
Dora, with that come hither smile. Dora, with those eyes that beguile. That girl is my one great amour, toujours. Her name is Dora, the girl that I adore.
And we are back with our very special series, Everyone Has a Story.
And today, Dora Rubin is ready to share hers. Dora wrote to us about her life filled with struggle and survival until she met her ballerina angel.
Hello,
and Dora's
Dora.
with us today.
How are you? Hello.
What was it about that moment when you saw this little girl? Tell us about it.
I was on a break working, and I sat down, and I was very tired, emotionally and just physically, and this little girl was dancing around, and you're sometimes unconscious, you don't see anybody. And then she came into focus, and she was doing little ballet steps, and she had this little dress on that was like a handkerchief and a big bow in her hair, and she was little ballet slippers, and she was grand jetéing and making little steps. And I looked at her, and I just found her, and I said, "What's your name?" And she said, "Sydney." And what's yours? I said, "Dora." And she said, "No, it's not." I said, "Yes, it is. I'm the big Dora, not Dora the Explorer." And I said, "Oh, you're just wonderful. Someday you're going to be a ballerina." And she said, "I am a ballerina. I am already a ballerina." And for that moment, it was like everything inside of me clicked with her little girl to the Dora little girl. And all my dreams, everything that I believe in and always dreamed about, was intact. It wasn't out there somewhere where I had to reach for it. It wasn't gone and lost. It was there in me, and I
Just
had
forgotten for a while.
Dora, what gave you the strength to speak out about it? Because a lot of people keep these things buried deep down, and they just never come out.
Well, I write good emails. I never thought I could write. I sing and I act and do stuff like that. And I heard about your story. And a friend of mine called me and said, "Why don't you write this thing about the little girl, Sydney?" I said, and I sat down at the computer, and it poured out of me, and I think God was just giving me all that. He was giving me the inspiration.
Do you think it was an angel, or was it?
It was. Well, the strangest thing was I was alone with her. I didn't see her parents. Nobody was around. No one was even looking at things in the store.
Which is unusual for a 4-year-old child.
And I'm wondering, where's her mom? Where's her dad? I mean, this is a child alone. And suddenly we had the 15 minutes, uninterrupted, on our lonesome. And suddenly her dad appeared. I don't remember what he looked like. He was tall, and took her hand, and we hugged goodbye. And she called my name, and we waved, and her voice faded. And she was gone. I'm overwhelmed, and I'm terribly grateful. I'm so grateful, grateful, grateful.
I've got a second-hand heart for sale. The end of a sad love affair. A heart that was true and ever too willing to care. A second-hand heart for sale.
I'm Dora Maxine, and this is a sample of my work. Have you ever tasted one of my chocolate-covered peanut butter balls? Fresh, extra crunchy Skippy's peanut butter dipped in Hershey's creamy rich milk chocolate? Awesome. Excuse me, sir.
Yes?
Are you a salesperson?
Yes.
Oh, may I borrow your back for a moment?
What?
I'm buying this Fruit of the Loom undershirt for someone just your size, and I want to be sure it'll fit.
Well, okay. Miss, you can't open the package.
Then how can I tell if it'll fit?
I can get in trouble.
Look, I promise I'll buy them.
What if they're not right?
I'll buy them anyway. You see, my grandmother, she's been sleeping in these Fruit of the Loom undershirts for the past 83 years. She has them
Your
in different
grandmother?
colors. Yes.
Hey,
Uh-huh.
I'd like to meet her, too.
Are you trying to pick me up?
Well,
Hold still, sweetie pie, so Mommy can put your undershirt on. Yeah. What? What's wrong? Oh, darn, I forgot to use Downy on this shirt. I'm so sorry. Here's another one Mommy used Downy on. How's that? Is that better? Yes. I promise never to forget to use Downy again. No.
When the jury brought in the verdict of guilty in the first degree, I guess there was no way that old judge had a knowing when he said a lifetime in prison that my mama was a carrying me. Mama was a convict, so everybody said, a gal who had to pay for her sin. They could only see her old gray prison dress. They couldn't see the heart that beat within. Yes, I was born in prison behind them cold gray walls where they locked my mama away. My cradle was a hard prison bunk in the cell where me and mama had to stay. Yes, I grew up there amongst convicts, society's outcasts, you criminals, you sinners of every kind. I guess you think that's a pretty poor start in life, huh? You think? Well, let me tell you something. They couldn't keep L-O-V-E out of there. No, sir, my friends, they couldn't keep love out of there. Not all the iron bars and the stone walls in this world. My nursemaids were the women who shared my mama's cell. My uncles were the guards who kept the keys. They taught me right from wrong. Woo, if I forgot, I ended up across that warden's knee. My mama, she told me to hold my head up high. She said, Dorcas, my dear darling daughter Dorcas, if any man can come on up here now and say that 5 times real fast, I will let him touch something. Let him touch Howie. What's that next line? I forgot it. Is your first name Maestro?
She taught you the meaning of the word.
Oh, never mind. My mama, she taught me the meaning of the word P-R-I-E. What is that? Pride. And she said, darling daughter, I want you to know that I'm a criminal. But you ought to know something else also. Behind those bars, those sinners, where those sinners are, there's 1,000 more outside. Mama was a convict, so everybody said, a gal who had to pay for her sin. They could only see her old gray prison dress. They couldn't see the heart that beat. See that over there?
And if I display a tendency that someone finds bizarre, who asks rhetorically, "What, are you from Mars?" I smile and say, "Yeah, in a way, we're Martians." Now there's proof we're Martians. Face the truth, just close your eyes and open up your mind and release the inner Martian trapped inside. We're Martians. Mozart was a Martian, Lincoln was one too, and Galileo, well, he made Martians famous. Your mother is a Martian, that makes you one too, but not Hitler, he was from Uranus. We're Martians, let it be sung, we're Martians in our native tongue. We're Martians, be proud. How do you spend your evenings? Are you at home alone? Do you find strangely thrilling each ring of the telephone? How do you spend your evenings? Have you found someone new? Did the flame die forever the night that you said we were through? Do you try to live over our love unsurpassed? Do you cry 'cause it's over, a thing of the past? Why couldn't it last? How do you face the music? What do you tell your heart? How do you spend your evenings now that we've drifted apart? How do you spend your evenings? Are you at home alone? Did the flame die forever the night that you said we were through? Or do you try to live over our love unsurpassed? Do you cry 'cause it's over, a thing of the past? Why couldn't it last? How do you face the music? What do you tell your heart? How do you spend your